free hit. I hear some of our supporters talking about free hit. Manchester City, Liverpool, Chelsea, it's a free hit. Where they learn this nonsense from? There's no freeness in this. You think when the players go out and play, they play for free? I just don't want to hear nothing about no free hit. What kiss me ass free hit? You know, where you learn this nonsense from? You think when the stadium is open, we can go and just walk into the stadium? No, we have to have a season ticket. And if we don't have that, we better pay the gate, man. Ooh. You know, it really hurts when I hear our supporters talking about free hit against, you know, the so-called bigger teams. These clubs that are made of money and can get in all the best players. You know, we entertained Chelsea on Saturday. And believe you me, that is no free hit. No free hit at all. That fixture, anytime we play Chelsea, it just takes me back to 1970. The FA Cup final replay at Old Trafford. Watching that was just amazing, because in the first game we played so well, and Eddie Gray, you know, they couldn't cope with him. But they dealt with him in the replay. They kicked him off the park and they kicked the rest of them off the park as well. It was horrible. So that fixture there, that means something. It really means something. Some people, they like to say that the real grudge matches against Manchester Red. Well, I don't care really about Manchester Red. Chelsea is the fixture for me. I ain't really got nothing against that club. It's a good enough club. But you see, it's the ghost of 1970 that always raises its head when we have that fixture there. You know, it's not a free hit. That fixture is too important. Well, certainly for me it is. I don't know about you all, but for me that's a big fixture. We can't seem to win 3 games on a straight. The best we've done is win 2. If we can win 3 games on a straight, the confidence that we'll have, we could go on a run and we could still make European football. Because and some people, they say, it will destroy our season if we're in Europe. What kind of foolishness is that? Listen, you can't just enter a European competition and expect to win it. No, you need to be experienced in that competition, experienced in the travel and the nuances in what it takes to be in a competition like the Europa League. Well, we're not going to get in the Champions League just now, but if we could get in the Europa League and gain some experience and a few shillings along the way, you know, what's wrong with that? And we keep people like our Rafinha and perhaps even get players on top of him as well. I hear people, you know, some of our fans talking about how we could sell Rafinha, get how much amount of money and bring in 2 more players. What kind of foolishness is that? That's rubbish. No, you want to keep the players, the good players that we got. You know, you don't know what's out there. You don't know if you can get what's out there. So keep what we got. If we got some good players, we keep them. Don't sell them and think that we're going to get some new ones to fill in. No, it don't work like that. Not unless you're really sharp. Yes, our coach is sharp, but I'd sooner keep what we got for the moment. I mean, come on. We've not had a signing like Rafinha since Anthony Yeboah. I mean, you know, Anthony Yeboah was that good. I mean, he was top scorer in Germany for 4 years. The man was ace, and he was so good. He was head and shoulders above anything that we had. even though we had what we thought were really good players at the time. But the fact was, we didn't know how to use him. He'd be surrounded by 3 to 4 players and he'd be begging for the ball and we wouldn't give it to him. Why? Because we think, well, he's marked. But he knew how to look after the ball. He knew how to deal with 3 or 4 players around him. It reminds me of when Middlesbrough signed, who was it? Emerson, Juninho, and Ravanelli. The Middlesbrough players had never seen anything like that before. These 3 guys, they were on the same level. And the Middlesbrough players didn't know how to use them. They were above what Middlesbrough had. And that's what we have in Rafinha. We don't know how to use him. You know, he'd be out on the wide, in space, and we're scared to play the long ball. Yes, a long ball across the field is a difficult ball to play. But if we get the ball to him, you know, he can do real damage, particularly when he's in space. I mean, come on. The man's getting frustrated. Rodrigo, before he got injured, he was constantly looking for this Rodrigo, constantly, no matter what. He could be marked, Rodrigo's giving him the ball because he knows Rafinha can look after it. He knows how to deal with it under certain situations. You know, our players are learning on the job. And, you know, we have this wonder kid, Rafinha, right now. Well, to me, it's like we have him on loan. We'll be lucky if we still have him come the next transfer window. We might have him until the January transfer window, if we're lucky. Because if we don't play good enough to get into the European positions, why on earth would he stay? Why on earth would he want to stay? You know, all the players that we have to back them because they're what we've got. And in my opinion, you know, they're all right. You know, we have Lucky Luke, we have Dallas. These are great players, make no mistake about that. You know, you see Dallas and Lucky Luke, you know, a difficult ball comes and the way that they control it, no matter what the speed, no matter what the angle, they get that ball under control and they go. And it's wonderful to see. Patrick Bamford, every time I say that I'm done with him, he showed me something. You know, either he scores a nice goal or, you know, he drops deep, collects the ball and shields the ball, looks after it under difficult conditions, lays it off and runs into a space. You know, this is good football. So I just want to say to all our fans, all our supporters, get this nonsense about free hit out of your head. There ain't no kiss me ass free hit in this game. No, we go out there to win every game. Well, the players do that anyway, I understand that. But you know, if you have it in the back of your head, free hit, then if you do lose, well, it was a free hit. No. And this game at the weekend against Chelsea, we can't let them beat us. Never mind about them have Thomas Tuchel and who them have on their books. It don't matter. It's a fixture. We don't want to lose. Just like some of all you out there, you don't want to lose against Manchester. I understand that, you know. I understand that, but for me personally, Chelsea, that's the fixture that I don't like to lose. You know, it pains me because I watched the 1970 World FA Cup final and it hurt when we lost that game. I don't know. It really upsets me. It's just this free hit nonsense. There ain't no freeness in this game. And there ain't. The players don't play for free. You can't watch the game for free. And remember, sometimes free is the most expensive thing. Sometimes nothing more expensive than free. I mean, Manchester United was a free hit. Look how much that cost. 6. Mind you, that was a wonderful game. Even with 20 minutes to go, I still felt we could get back in it. The way we played in that game. I heard the ball scream 3 times. The ball screamed. The game was fabulous. It was just such a shame that they all scored so early like that. It was difficult to come back from, but we tried and we tried and we tried, and for me, it was just so exciting to watch that game because the game was just murderous. We give it to them as best we could under the conditions, being like, 4-0 down and so on. But we still give it to them right to the end. It's fantastic going. And that's the kind of spirit that we have to show every game. I mean, lately, we've been losing games and I keep on hearing the same story. Oh, if we would have played till next week, we wouldn't have scored. It just wasn't our night. No, it has to be our night. It has to be our day. Every time, and I know the players have this attitude. But I heard some of our players, when we started playing, when we were going to play Man City, talking about a free hit. Some of our players talking about free hit. You can't have that nonsense in your head. You are what you say you are. If you tell a child that they're stupid, that's what they're going to be. And if you tell them that they're smart, intelligent, and clever, then that's what they're going to be. They're always going to live up to the tag. Look, you had Sir Bobby Charlton, right? Sir Bobby Charlton, you ask him, he'll tell you. He was known as the gentleman of the game, and he hated it. Why? Because he had to live up to that tag. And when he got a kick, he wanted to go back and kick whoever kicked him, but he couldn't because he had to live up to the tag of being a gentleman. We have to live up to our tag, and we are Leeds. And we don't deal with free hit, right? No freeness. I have to big up Lolo from On the Stoop. Yeah, Lolo and his boys, they're great boys and they have a great show. I really enjoy their show. These boys from New York, fantastic show. Check them out if you haven't seen them. You must have seen them, but if you haven't, check out On the Stoop on YouTube. It's real nice. Also, big shout out to what are their names? Rob Mulholland and Mickey Pika. Them boys from the Bielsa Bible. You got to check these guys out. Almost everything I learned about this Bielsa, I learned from them boys. Now they're a little hypocritical, but you can allow them that because they have real great content. They've stopped the show, but it's still up there on YouTube, and all this series, it's a good watch. So if you haven't seen them, I advise you to watch them boys. It must be real nice to see all these people up on social media, following Leeds United and giving people news. I mean, imagine if he was living in foreign, someplace abroad, and you couldn't watch the games, but you could get a report on the games from on whatever social media, from people that send out these things. It must be fantastic And so it's really great work what they're doing. I got a special liking for let me see, this guy from Leeds lately. I like this guy from Leeds lately. I mean, if you want a match report, a good, unbiased match report. I mean, he's such a deep thinker, this guy. He's really good. I imagine being in foreign and listening to his match report. He's very good. Also, we have a man like KG. KG, he's a no-nonsense man. He don't wrap up. And he speaks his mind. Well, I suppose they all do, really. We have Terry from all football fans. Well, hello. Only football fans, yes, Terry. Now, they talk about all the clubs, but he's a Leeds United fan, and I really like this guy. Really, what he's supposed to do, he's supposed to write a little half-hour show for himself and tout it and see if he can't get it on mainstream TV. I think he's got it in him. Some of his interviews are real nice. I feel he's a charismatic guy, and I think he could do well on a professional level. We have a few people doing things on the net, for us followers, and it's really nice. And they're all great. All of them are nice. The players are not supposed to be watching us up here on YouTube and other social media, but I suppose it's a young people thing, and they're young people, so I expect them to be on this social media and listening to us, but they're not supposed to. There's certain things that we don't understand, certain things we're just unaware of, but really, you gotta stop with this free hit nonsense. I don't want to hear it, I don't want to smell it, I don't want nothing to do with it, and neither should you. Right? This is the Premiership we're in now, Premier League. All right, no freeness in this. So hear what? Don't let me have to come back and talk about this subject again. All right.